In the heart of Nairobi, where the city buzzes with life and the streets are alive with the pulse of Kenya, lived a man named Mwangi. Mwangi was the epitome of success. He had it all: a thriving business, a beautiful home in the leafy suburbs, and a stunning wife, Wanjiru. Together, they were the perfect couple, admired by friends and envied by many. But beneath the surface of this seemingly perfect life, Mwangi harbored a secret that he guarded fiercely. Despite his public image as a devoted husband, Mwangi led a double life, entangled in a web of deceit and infidelity. His charisma and wealth made him irresistible to many women, and he indulged in this allure with reckless abandon. Mwangi's extramarital affairs were not just casual flings, they were intricate relationships with multiple women scattered across the city. Each woman believed she was the one who held Mwangi's heart, oblivious to the fact that he had several side chicks on the side, all equally charmed by his smooth talk and lavish gifts. One of these women was Wanjiru, a young and ambitious lawyer who had fallen for Mwangi's charm. She was drawn to his confidence and the way he made her feel like the center of his universe. Wanjiru had no idea that Mwangi was married, and he had gone to great lengths to keep his marriage a secret from her. He would often tell her that he was traveling for business or working late, carefully crafting his lies to keep his double life intact. Then there was Akinyi, a university student who saw Mwangi as her ticket out of poverty. Mwangi had met Akinyi at a charity event where he was the keynote speaker. She was captivated by his eloquence and the way he carried himself. Mwangi, in turn, was taken by Akinyi's youthful energy and naivety. He showered her with expensive gifts and promises of a bright future, all while keeping her in the dark about his true situation. As Mwangi continued to juggle his many relationships, he became increasingly reckless. He started making mistakes, slipping up in his lies, and his carefully constructed world began to crumble. One evening, Wanjiru, who had always trusted her husband implicitly, noticed something strange. Mwangi had left his phone on the kitchen counter, something he never did. Curiosity got the better of her, and she picked it up, only to be greeted by a flurry of messages from unknown women. Her heart sank as she read through the messages, realizing the depth of her husband's betrayal. But Wanjiru was no ordinary woman. She was intelligent, resourceful, and determined to get to the bottom of this. Instead of confronting Mwangi immediately, she decided to dig deeper, gathering evidence of his infidelity. She hired a private investigator who uncovered Mwangi's tangled web of deceit. The investigator provided Wanjiru with photos, videos, and even recordings of Mwangi's secret rendezvous with his mistresses. Armed with this information, Wanjiru plotted her revenge. She knew that confronting Mwangi in a fit of rage would not be enough. She wanted to destroy him, to make him feel the pain he had inflicted on her. Wanjiru began by befriending each of Mwangi's mistresses, posing as a sympathetic friend who was also being cheated on by her own husband. She played her role perfectly, gaining the trust of the women who shared their stories and experiences with her. Wanjiru listened patiently, all the while planning her next move. One by one, Wanjiru orchestrated the downfall of each of Mwangi's relationships. She exposed his lies to Wanjiru, who was devastated to learn that Mwangi was not only married but also had other women on the side. Wanjiru, in her anger and humiliation, decided to take legal action against Mwangi, threatening to expose him publicly and ruin his reputation. Akinyi, upon learning the truth from Wanjiru, was heartbroken. She had genuinely believed that Mwangi loved her and was going to marry her. In a fit of despair, she leaked intimate photos of Mwangi to social media, where they quickly went viral, sparking a scandal that rocked Nairobi. As the walls closed in on Mwangi, he realized that his carefully constructed life was falling apart. His business partners began to distance themselves from him, fearing the negative publicity. His reputation was in tatters, and he found himself isolated, with no one to turn to. But Wanjiru was not done yet. She had one final card to play. She filed for divorce, demanding a significant portion of Mwangi's assets. With the evidence she had gathered, the court ruled in her favor, leaving Mwangi financially crippled. In the end, Mwangi was left with nothing: no business, no money, no women, and no wife. He was a broken man, a shadow of his former self, haunted by the choices he had made. Wanjiru, on the other hand, emerged from the ordeal stronger and more resilient, ready to start a new chapter in her life, free from the chains of betrayal. And as for the women Mwangi had wronged, they too found their own paths to healing, each of them learning from the experience and vowing never to be deceived again. In the bustling streets of Nairobi, where life goes on and the city never sleeps, the story of Mwangi serves as a cautionary tale, a reminder that no matter how carefully one weaves a web of lies, the truth will always find a way to unravel it.